Alrighty, it is now 10:30. I've had a really nice morning, just spent the morning with Lola girl, been very present with her, off my phone, hanging out with her, having a nice morning, had brekkie with my family, which is really nice, and all of that stuff. But my mum has just taken Lola Bear for me for a drive to try and get her to sleep. She slept amazingly last night. Like, she literally slept all night. She went to bed at 6 and she woke up at 7:30. Like, she loves her big stretch of sleep at night. She doesn't always stay awake. Like, she doesn't usually sleep through the night. She usually wakes up once or twice. That's a very normal night for us, but she slept all night last night, so I feel amazing with the amount of sleep that I got last night. So I really can't complain, but she does really fight her day nap sometimes, which is what she's done now, hence why my mum has taken her for a drive to get her to sleep. My mum is truly my biggest help and support person. She always has been before I had Lola. Like, my mum is genuinely my best friend, but she honestly is like my partner now that I am a single mum. She is the person, if I need a second, she's the person who can step in for me. Which I am so grateful for, and her and Lola have a really beautiful connection and relationship, and I feel very lucky that I do have that person that can still kind of play a role like that for me. But yeah, I spoke on this in my last vlog, and as I've said so many times, like, being a mum is literally the best thing that's ever happened to me. I love being a mum, find so much fulfillment, joy in it. I just absolutely love it. But in saying that, I also want to share a bit of the reality about it, because it is also really, really hard being a mum, and I just don't think you understand how just how much it is, like, constantly caring for this little human being that you just adore so much. But it is just a lot, and I think, again, like, I'm not into sharing too much about my daughter anything too personal online, but what I'm going to talk about is literally just developmental normal stages that I think any mum will be like, yeah, been there or currently there. But she's currently 14 months old and just very adventurous, into everything, wants everything she can't have, discovering her emotions. So if I take her away from something that she wants, like, not very happy about it, I can genuinely take her away from something 100 times and she will just keep going back to it. She is a determined little lady, which is exactly what I want. I want a strong, independent little girl who speaks her mind and stands up for herself, but it is challenging for me at the moment, being the parent of that. But yeah, I just needed a second. I feel like I said this in my last vlog, but I just feel like I'm really in a stage where I can't get much done. Like, I'm truly so lucky that I do get to spend so much time with Lola Bear, and I will genuinely look back on these years raising her as the best of my life. It brings me so much joy. I love taking her to the park, just literally playing with her, like, getting her to sleep at night, everything. Like, I love all that, and I love that I'm her person. But, you know, everyone's human, and I do just find, outside of, you know, those things where it's just, you know, we're just going about our day, hanging out, doing this, looking after her, anything outside of that, like trying to get anything done, like right now I want to just change my bedding. I just feel like I actually cannot get anything done because she's just into everything. I get something done and then something else is completely pulled apart in the process, which is so normal. Like, I'm not sitting here complaining, boohoo, feel sorry for me at all. I'm literally just sharing because I think that any mum would be able to relate to that. And yeah, I feel like I can't get much done, so that's why my mum has taken her for me for a little bit this morning. And that's one thing I'm like, I just feel so guilty when I get help from other people. It's something I do struggle with a little bit. But yeah, I need to just know that it is okay to have a second to get stuff done. I'm not trying to do anything crazy or fun. Like, I'm literally just trying to change my bedding over, and I should not be feeling guilty about that. Like, it's actually ridiculous, the things you feel guilty as. guilty for as a mum. But yeah, that's just a little bit about that. And again, not complaining, literally just sharing, because if you're also feeling the same, feeling like you're literally not trying to get anything fun done, you're just trying to clean, maintain your home, your space, and you feel like you can't even do that, I'm also here, and it is very normal. And yeah, that's why I thought I would share. But let's change this bedding over while I have a chance. I want to make a cute little Sunday reset reel for my Instagram. And I also have a car boot organizer that I thought we could do together. So let's get into it, get some things done, just to fill my own cup up a bit. Like, I know this stuff sounds so boring, but it genuinely does bring me joy doing these types of things. I am very much a homebody like that. I enjoy doing this type of stuff, and it does fill up my cup. So let's start with the bedding. Alrighty, I've changed over my bedding. It looks beautiful as always. Bedding is from Adair's. Where else would it be from? This pillow is from Provincial, and so is this one. And my beautiful little bedside table. Feels so fresh, so nice to get rid of all of the sickness germs. I have just popped all new towels in my bathroom. I've also popped some new towels up in the other bathroom where Lola has a bath, and I have pulled this apart and cleaned it to dry out. That's just like my vaporizer that I have been using this week. I just filmed a cute little reel as well, a little Sunday reset reel. I honestly just like creating little videos, like my YouTube and Instagram. It's honestly just such like a creative outlet for me, and something I find just a lot of like joy in. It's literally just a passion project, something I enjoy doing because I'm a creative person. Some would say I post like I'm an influencer. I'm well aware that I'm not. It's genuinely just a really creative outlet for me. My YouTube is something I started when I did become a single mum, to have something else to pour my time and energy into in a new chapter of my life. A little bit of a distraction, I guess you could say, to edit my vlogs at night time when I am just feeling, you know, that's probably when I feel it the most, at night. Like in the day I'm so busy I don't even have a chance to think, but at night when, you know, everything's a bit more calm, I obviously have a bit more time to think, and that is when I like to channel my creativeness and, you know, make little videos edit videos for my YouTube and make little things for just posting on my Instagram. Curate by Mazey, and it's literally just cute little photos of my life and my YouTube thumbnails, because I put a lot of time and effort into them and I think they're quite cute, so I like to post them as well. But it's literally just about documenting my life. I do a bit of user-generated content work for brands as well, but that doesn't have a whole lot to do with my social media. I don't really tend to post that on my social media. That usually just goes on the brands. But yeah, that's just a little bit about what my channel and everything is all about. It's literally just a cute little passion project and hobby. Welcome to my bedroom floor. Does anyone else like to sit on the floor when they like organize things? But I ordered off of Amazon a car boot organizer. Really exciting stuff. But this is the brand. If you want to get something similar, it did come with an option of a third section, which would have fitted along the back of my boot, but Lola's pram or bike is very often in my car, so I can sit it like this way and then her pram can still fit this way, which is perfect. It literally fits perfectly. Like any mum, I pretty much live out of my car. Like, I think when you have a child or children, when you're out and about, your car is very much your home base. So it's nice to have everything that you can possibly need in there so you feel prepared. Lola's dad and I also do live a little bit of a distance away from one another, so I do spend a lot of time in the car, so I just like to be nice and organised. But I also have this as well, just a storage travel, what's it called, can't think of the word, travel packing cube, that's what it's called. But I also have one of these that I think I will pop some toys in, just to have, you know, if she's a bit fidgety or anything in the car, just to have some toys in the car that I can offer her as well. So I think I'll fill this with toys and organise this. I have this pile of stuff behind me. I did have everything organised in 2 of these in the boot of my car, one for Lola and then one for just like other random stuff. But yeah, just wasn't very practical. It was flying around the car everywhere. So I am going to organise everything into this. I'll show you like everything I have in here because it is probably a bit boring, but just a few things I have is a good first aid kit. Lola's dad and I, probably like 2 months ago, did a infant and child first aid course. We did one when Lola was born, but I just think now she's older, you kind of have a bit more to relate to, and it's just a good refresher. We did it with Rhythm First Aid, would highly recommend. Like, it certainly isn't cheap, but God forbid if you ever had to use the skills you learn, you'd pay any money in the world to know what to do. So would highly recommend doing something like that. But they also have an online store, so I just bought myself a really good first aid kit to keep in the car for, you know, as she gets older, if we're at the park or she has a little bump or fall or whatever, I have something to be able to deal with that. Obviously just like wipes, change pad, all the normal mum things. This carrier, which is actually really good. I didn't really use like the proper baby carriers with Lola that sit on the front of you. I just found it was actually really restrictive. I find a lot of people love them, and I think if you had multiple children, they'd be great to be able to strap one on the front of you, but it just didn't really work out for me. But this one I've really been liking, and it's literally just a sling and Lola sits in here. I think it is just a really good option to have if I want to like run into a shop and don't want to have the pram and everything. Another really good thing I have in the car is a picnic blanket. This one is from the Wholesome store. Would highly recommend having a picnic blanket in your car. Like, so often when we've went into town, done our jobs, Lola's still, you know, happy, whatever, I will just stop in at the park, put the picnic blanket out, and we can just hang at the park for a little bit, and it's really nice. So I'd highly recommend having a picnic blanket in your car. Then literally just bags, dog blanket, all that really boring stuff. So I'm going to organise all this into this little Alright, we are all organised. Got my umbrella, and then these compartments are free at the front, which I'm sure I'll find some things to pop in there as I go, which is super handy. Dog blanket, bags, like shopping bags, picnic blanket, carrier, first aid kit, nappies, wipes, all that stuff. And then in here is just a few toys, which I'll probably just sit on the top there, but that is so good. Everything I need, nice and organised and accessible. So I ordered this beautiful rug. It is actually a really decent size, and it was a pretty good price point, I think. But it has the 4 main colours of her room, which look really stunning, and it fits the space really nice and just fills in this little bit of area, adds a bit of texture. I think it looks really, really nice. Somebody is in there while I quickly show this, but also up on the wall, this beautiful little flower mirror has arrived as well. It is also from Adair's, and it's a really pretty boucle fabric in a nice light purple colour. I think it suits the space really, really nice. We have went for a cowgirl princess fairy vibe in here, and I think it's came together really, really nicely. Super fun and very little girl appropriate. Can you see the cows? Let's have a look. We'll see the cows. Can you see the cows? She loves looking at the cows out her window. So while I'm on the topic of my Adair's haul, I also bought this beautiful little basket to put her clothes for donating in. I just find it's easier if I go to put something on her, doesn't fit her, I can just chuck it straight in there, and when it's full I can donate it. It just makes it not so much of a big job because it gets done over time. My mum got back with Lola and managed to transfer her to her cot, so she is now in having a snooze, and I'm really happy with what I got done. It is amazing what literally half an hour of alone time can do for a busy mum. I feel like a complete different person, and I've literally had half an hour to myself. So hopefully she has a good little snooze now, and while she does that I'm going to plan out my week on my Organised by Charlie planner. I want to go through and set some goals. I love goal setting, personal growth, all that type of stuff. So I want to do that as well. I think I will pop on my LED face mask. I love a bit of skincare. I don't know if I've really spoken about what I did before I had my daughter, but I was a skin and beauty therapist. I actually finished school early. I just knew what I wanted to do and I wanted to get straight into it, so I became qualified in that just before I turned 20, I believe, 19. And yeah, I worked really, really hard to be able to do that. I was actually about to start my own business in mainly skin, but also some beauty on the side. I did a Gel X extension course with Manicure Laundry in Melbourne, which was really cool. If you've heard of them before, they do some really amazing stuff. They're very popular with like a lot of Melbourne influencers, which is really cool. And then I also did some like brow courses, and I studied corneotherapy, which was the avenue of skin I wanted to get into. It is a really amazing avenue of skin. If you've never heard of it before, it's mainly just about like the skin barrier. Very sciencey, all the layers of the skin, everything like that. But it was very interesting. But yeah, 2 days pretty much before I found out I was pregnant with my daughter, I ordered everything to be able to start my beauty business. I had obviously been studying. While I was studying, I was working in the industry as well to gain experience and knowledge, and I also worked 2 casual jobs on top of that to obviously be able to afford everything. So yeah, and I saved for my business. I ordered all my stock, and then I found out I was pregnant. I fell pregnant like by accident, obviously. I was 19 years old, but I pretty much just made the choice myself, like a very conscious decision by myself to just pop my beauty business and that avenue of what I was doing on hold. I had no idea what being a mum would entail for me, but I knew I wanted to give it absolutely everything I had, and I just know my personality, and I knew if I was trying to start a business while just becoming a mum, I really think I would have struggled with that, and I didn't want to do that to myself. So I made the choice to pop that to the side, and obviously having a child at a younger age, I then used my savings that I had worked really hard to accumulate from a very young age that I was planning on starting my beauty business. I used that I had to fund my own maternity leave, and then I still worked 2 days a week, but I was more of a stay-at-home mum, and I also used savings to fund that. I knew that I was going to spend a lot of time at home, so I used my savings to make the house we lived in a home. And yeah, like just all that type of stuff obviously is where I then put that savings I had into, which I am really proud of myself that I did have the savings there to fall back on, and I feel really proud of, you know, obviously everything I did for my daughter through having that savings there to fall back on. And I think it is really important as women in particular to be financially independent, look after yourself financially, and that's just something I really want to teach my daughter, is to have your independence about you as a woman in particular. But yeah, that's what I did there, and I'm really happy with the choice that I made. I've still worked. I've had to work, like that's all there is to it. I worked 2 days a week in a home living store, which is still where I work now. It is a bit closer to Lola's dad, so try to make the most of the time she sees him to work, and then my mum also minds Lola so I can work, and I love my job, and it is just the perfect job to have in this season of life. I go to work, do my thing, really enjoy my work, enjoy the girls I work with, I come home, and that's that. Really just a good job to have in this season of life, and that's just something that personally I wanted, and the choice that I made, and I'm really happy I have, because I've been so present with my daughter while she's been so young, and I'm really proud of the mum I am, and I'm so proud I've been able to give it my 110%. And obviously everyone is so different, like you just have to do what suits you and your life, and I'm very big on that. But that is just what has worked for me. And then when Lola Bear goes to kinder and I do have a bit more time, I'd love to dive back into my career, whether that is in the skin and beauty space or it's a different space, who knows, people change a lot over a few years, so I'll just see what happens when the time comes. But for the moment I am super happy and content with motherhood being my all, and working casually around that in a job that I just find a lot of fulfillment out of for the time being. But yeah, that's just a little bit about my work and what I was doing before I had Lola Bear, because I don't think I have ever really spoken about that before, and like I 100% at all do not see it as I fell pregnant and gave up all my hopes and dreams. Not at all. Like I made a very conscious choice that a dream, being a mum, had arrived a lot sooner than I was anticipating, and I wanted to make the most out of it. I can, like, when my daughter is 20, I will be 40 years old. Like I have plenty good working years ahead of me. I am just very lucky I have been able to swap it around a little bit, because I did have obviously a partner at the time, but I had savings. And I have still worked, but just been able to pull back a little bit from work to focus on these young years with Lola for the time being, which again is just my personal choice. Everyone is so different. This is what has worked for me, and I'm all for everyone doing what works for them. And I cannot stress that enough, but that's just what I've done. I am going to finish this video off here. Thank you so much for watching. If you have, I hope you have enjoyed doing a little Sunday reset with me. I finished my skincare, planned out the week, feeling really nice and on top of everything to go into a new week, which is a really nice feeling. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to see more from me. It really helps support my little passion project for myself that I have really been enjoying putting some time and energy into. But I will see you in next week's video, and I hope you have a great week.